Hello, my name is Aaron Schaefer. I am here to discuss the positive way to affect morale and motivation, and also the negative way to affect morale and motivation in the workforce. I will be using Prezi.com for that presentation, part of my discussion, and I will post a link to the Prezi presentation on the discussion board after I post this presentation on the discussion board also. Prezi.com is a presentation website that just seems like it's a really nice user-friendly website for presentations, so I've chosen that website. Positive morale and motivation is pretty easy. It's easy to achieve in the workforce. As much as people don't like their jobs and have a negative outlook and negative morale and negative motivation, it just seems like it would be the most easy thing to fix. And I think it starts at top. It starts with management. And I'm going to discuss management and the staff's responsibility for positive and negative morale. Management can do easy things. Management can have positive reinforcement. It's as simple as handing them a thank you note, telling them that they did a great job on a certain thing that they've handled. I work as a nurse, so my nurse manager could come up to me, or my unit manager could come up to me and say, "You handled the family fantastically with the death in the family. You handled the note in a timely manner. You did the incident report great, and you completed it in a timely manner. Your job, your workplace was clean and tidy. You handled medications great, and you checked all the right time, right person, right place, right route. You did a really great job with that." It's the simple things, just continually pointing out the good that employees are doing is something that really have the greatest effect on morale and motivation. It's in my workplace, they've given away things for a good attendance. They've given away things for answering call lights in a timely manner. That's not necessarily needed for motivation and morale, especially if it's not something that the company can afford. But a simple thank you, a simple "you're doing a great job" is something that is so easy and can easily be done by management. And I think that's ultimately who we're looking at for our approval is management. We don't, as an employee, staff employee, I care what the other employees think how I'm doing. But when it's all said and done, if management thinks I'm doing a good job, then that's really all that ultimately matters with me. So employees can do positive things simply by not chatting up other employees in front of other people. Because if I hear someone talking bad about another employee, all I can think about is, what are they talking about me when I'm not around? How are they talking about me when I'm not around? So it sort of decreases morale. So employees have a responsibility to make sure that they watch out for each other, and there's also simple things that can increase morale among employees. They can help out an employee that's having a bad day. Everybody has a bad day every once in a while, and if that bad day comes, helpful employee is something that really boosts morale and really boosts motivation. And it's something that is easily done. We're not continually busy throughout the entire 12-hour shift that I do, and if I can help out somebody that needs help at that very time, then that's something that would really help out motivation, really help out morale. Another thing that can be negative in the workplace, management has a responsibility of morale and motivation. So things that can affect in a negative way morale and motivation that I've been a part of is nurses meetings. Monthly nurses meetings are important. They keep us up to date on everything that's going on in the hospital, everything that's going on in the home, everything that's going on with families. But actually how we're doing as a whole staff. I honestly have never been in a nurses meeting that's been a really good nurses meeting. That has had an effect on morale, places where I live and places where I work. Excuse me. The entire focus of most of the nursing meetings I've been to has been on how we can improve things. Now, this might come off like a good idea to management, continually improving the workplace. And I do think there's room for that in the nurses meeting, but it comes off negative. It does come off negative because the constant how we can improve, it makes us feel like we're not doing that good of a job. Another thing that's happened in nurses meetings is singling out of employees in front of the entire groups. Now this embarrasses the employee. It makes us continually look over our shoulder, make sure that we're not doing anything wrong. It doesn't allow for us to try to ask any questions or anything like that. We don't want to be embarrassed like we did something that would get us pointed out in the middle of a nurses meeting. Employees can affect negative morale by talking about each other, and they have a dog eat dog attitude. So if the biggest thing that I've seen employees affect motivation morale is I'm going to get mine and I'm not going to help anybody else. If they have that attitude and they continue to have that attitude, it does do a number on morale and motivation in the workplace. It actually makes everybody else have that same attitude. So nobody works together, there's no team effort, and everybody looks out for themselves. It ends up getting to a point where if I do something wrong, somebody else is going to go and make sure that everybody knows that I did something wrong because they're all looking out for themselves. Now that has a dramatic effect on motivation and morale. So just steering away from a dog-eat-dog attitude will do a number on morale and motivation. Finally, I'm going to summarize it all by saying that I do think employees and staff have a responsibility to morale and motivation. I think they can have a positive or a negative effect, but ultimately I think it comes from head down. I'm going to use a quote from a movie called Remember the Titans. It stuck with me, and it's always been a thought process of mine as I've been a staff employee and I've also been a charge nurse, is that attitude reflects leadership. And that quote is always something I'm thinking about when I'm in a leadership position. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you listening.